What is going on, y'all? It is Fargassier. Hopefully, you're having a great and wonderful day out there in the wasteland. Friends, today we're going to go over the top 5 camps for Fallout 76 that were submitted to our Discord. If you are a builder in the wasteland and you would like to submit some builds, or you're just a fan of gaming, make sure to check the description below and join our Discord. And now, coming in at the 5th spot this week, we have Tillis with their Wayward Workshop, and this is such a great looking and immersive workshop. I don't know about you, but when traveling through the wasteland, this is kind of what I expect a workshop to look like. It's not supposed to be prim and proper. It's a scrappy build. There's a lot of stuff that's not really cluttered, but there is a lot of stuff around. I absolutely love the choices in the decoration, and the team and I always are talking about Tillis with their unique looking camp. Silver Bunny talked about how unique the camp was and how they used the stage in this build and how much they love that. And one thing that I really like about Tillis and their unique camps is the fact that they layer in like signs like in a cappy rug or something like that sitting there in a hole, and it's small little details that builders do and that you pay attention to a build that just adds a lot to that camp. And there were absolutely some great merges with this camp, and I really do, buddy. It was absolutely stunning, and I love everything that you did here. This is something that I love about building in Fallout 76. The builders get to be creative, and you can see how creative Tillis wanted to be with this workshop. Absolutely amazing job, bud. Keep up the great work. And now coming in at the number 4 spot, we have Bakunawa with their Old North Watch camp. And honestly, this makes me want to play Skyrim again because it looks like they plucked a little piece of Tamriel and put it into the Appalachia Wasteland. Y'all, this is such a stunning build, and it's such a great choice in locations as well. I mean, the crazy thing is that if a little bit more budget was at the camps for Fallout 76. Imagine what camps could turn into if we even had just another 50% of budget and what this camp could have turned into. They did such a great job decorating from the interior to the exterior. Definitely would have liked to see more decorations, but in building something crazy like this, that is going to eat up your camp budget. And I cannot believe that the builders in Fallout 76 can wrap their brain around how to do this stuff and make it look so easy. To a non-builder brain like myself that just likes to journey through the wasteland and look at camps, I am absolutely flabbergasted. But this is such a great build, and seriously, keep up the great work. And let me know if you ever make a tutorial. Let me know in the comment section. I will absolutely watch that and try to figure out how you do this. And now coming in 3rd place this week, we have ND with Sam's Shop and Workshop located in Somerville. And there were some great choices that ND made in designing this camp, and I absolutely love the decoration choices that they did from the interior to the exterior. I mean, look, as I get to see more of ND's builds, I am absolutely expecting their decorations and stuff to be on point, because the amount of creativity and the amount of time that they take in designing their camps is something that is absolutely mind-blowing. I walked up on ND one day in the wasteland and they were building their stuff. I waved hate to them, and I was sitting there like, good lord, at the amount of work that is going into this camp. And it was the one from last week with the GNR radio station, and it just blows my mind how much detail that builders in Fallout 76 put into their craft, like the power armor display right here. This is something that is small to a lot of people, but to me it looks like it's meant to be there, and it's such a great detail that ND did with this. Honestly, at the end of the day, this is something that, as even Stabby said, it could be a point of interest if you have your HUD opacity turned all the way down. ND, seriously, bud, amazing job with this build. Congrats on number 3. Keep up the great work. And now coming in at 2nd place this week, we have Fluff Narrow with their Toxic Valley Retreat camp, and this is such a well put together camp, and there is so much going on at this camp, but in a great way. And that's something that I try to tell people. There is clutter out in the wasteland, and there is chaos that we live in, and I live in an organized state of chaos. You should see my desk sometimes. So camps like this that have a purpose and have a lot going on, I can definitely relate to, and I absolutely love everything going on here. Silver Bunny talked talked about how the lighting at this place was absolutely immaculate, and the rest of the team were talking about how this scrappy build with the mismatched walls and the decor around the camp really turned this into something special. And honestly, I watched the video a few times, and each time I watched it, I was noticing small things that I didn't notice before, and Nux mentioned how this camp is really immersive and how it really stood out to them, and I really do agree, because this really does seem like a place you would want to go if you were taking a trip to Wavy Willards after the war and the rest of the night you were just wanting to sit there, relax, and look at the Toxic Valley. Seriously, amazing job, Fluff, and look forward to having you more in the top 5. Congrats on the number 2 spot. And now, before we get in here and talk about the honorable mentions and the number 1 spot, I want to give a huge shout out to every single builder that joined this week. There were 17 entries in the competition this week, and it means the absolute world to the team and I that y'all are continuing to submit to the top 5 series and keep it alive. And speaking of the team members, I want to give a huge shout out to Moonlight Cowboy, Silver Bunny, Nux, Stabby, and Yeah Bear. They are the team that is judging all of the camps and keeping all of the back end stuff going with this top 5 series. Absolutely amazing folks. They are builders in their own right. They are content creators and live streamers. Y'all definitely check the description out. We'll have a link to every single one of their channels in the description below. But seriously, every single one of your camps were absolutely amazing, and looking through them this week, the team absolutely loved every submission. This is just one of those hard weeks like we always seem to have with so much competition, so keep your head held up. Be proud of your build. No matter if you placed or not, y'all did an amazing job. And now our first honorable mention is Bustin' My Ashley with their Dome Home camp build, and this is a really well put together clean camp. And while the team were talking, Moonlight Cowboy talked about how these stairs were so aesthetically pleasing and how they love the choices that Ashley did, especially with putting the bike on the wall, and I do really agree with them. The merges that Ashley did with this camp is absolutely stunning. Their choices on decoration was absolutely wonderful. Seriously, bud, keep up the great and wonderful work, and can't wait to see what else you have planned for the top 5 series. Our next honorable mention is the Akiras with their Hillside Villa, and I don't know if it's just their build style or that it's October, but I definitely get some spooky vibes with this build. What do y'all think? I'm definitely getting some spooky vibes, but this is such a well-designed camp, and if I had my HUD off while playing, then I really would think that this was something the art team developed for Fallout 76. There is so much detail put into this camp and some great tricks used in building this camp. This is one of those times where if the competition wasn't so tough this week, then this would most certainly have made it into the top 5. The team mentioned how they really enjoyed the tricks that the Akiras used in building this camp. Seriously, bud, y'all keep up the amazing work. Congratulations on the honorable mention, and can't wait to see what else y'all have planned for the top 5 series. And now taking home the number 1 spot this week for the top 5 camp series is the Peasant with their immersive clutter camp. And now when you get to this camp for the first time in the Wasteland, you might be hard pressed to find the door with everything around the entrance, but if they do have the light on, then you are definitely going to be able to be pointed in the right direction. And by the way, this is one of my favorite signs. But yeah, I absolutely love this build, and so did the team. The locations can be an absolute nightmare sometimes to build in, but they did an amazing job at fitting so much into this location. And can you believe it? They used 100% of their budget building this area. And honestly, I think as vault dwellers, we can all relate to this build because we all have a little bit of clutter from our, air quotes, collections. But I mean, looking through this cave, you can almost look at it as a time capsule from the pre and the post-war, which is a really cool thing to my brain. There's a lot of older things that are put inside of this build, and the team talked about how much they really enjoyed the peasants' use of the space and how amazing the lighting was done in this camp. And the decorations in this camp is something else because you can't just randomly put down stuff to fit all of this treasure in there. And I use the word treasure. You may think it's clutter, but I mean, it's treasure, right? One person's treasure is another person's trash. But honestly, you really do have to plan out how everything is going to fit into this location. And there were some really great tricks used in building this camp, but amazing job. Seriously, congrats on taking home the #1 spot this week. Keep up the amazing work. And for your second video, the editing that you were worried about in the Discord, they left a message saying, sorry, this is my second video. Sorry for the editing or anything if it's not there. It was a great video. You did absolutely amazing for your second video. Keep up the great work and can't wait to see what else you have planned for the top 5 series. Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy day to check this video out, and let us know in the comments section below which of these builds are your favorite this week. Make sure to check the description out. A link to all of these videos for the builders will be located in the description. Thanks so much to the channel members for the continued support. Y'all have a great and wonderful day out there in the wasteland. Peace. Love ya.